The quickest way to ruin tomorrow is to try and punish yourself for yesterday. Constantly, people will have situations where they've binged out some food or whatever situation it is, they've had a blowout. They will then try and use the next day to cut back on calories aggressively as a way of trying to resettle things from yesterday's ledger to try and balance the accounts. Often, when people get into a bingy mindset or are having complete blowouts, I'm just going to be honest with you, you are going so aggressive in the blowouts that it will take multiple days to readjust. And the overall thinking there is too short term. It shouldn't be trying to balance the ledger from yesterday and readjust it for today. And I'm not even arguing that you should be necessarily readjusting through the week. It's very unique situations that actually works. Very unique psychologies. And the truth is that trying to cut back aggressively, arguably too aggressive, is often laying the pathway towards the next binging episode again because you've gone really aggressively low on calories. It then creates this off-on dynamic. I'm being extra on and extra off. And the truth is, it's just overall too short term and it's not looking into the exact lessons of why you blew out. That is what you need to look into. Was it because you're too low throughout the week? Was it a stress eating episode? Was it a situation you weren't satiated? Was it a situation of you didn't know how to navigate a social event? There's a bunch of different things it can be. There's also more of a direct physiological thing behind it. So when this can be nice and not nice at the same time. You're about to find out. If you are trying to burn it off the next day, there's a thing where if you increase your active amount of exercise or cardio or whatever it is, you might burn an extra, I don't know, let's say 500 calories. Your body has a good sense on trying to move things towards maintenance, and something it'll end up doing is giving you less NEAT. NEAT stands for non-exercise activity-induced thermogenesis. In just layman terms, that's the amount of calorie burning you might do throughout the day that is not planned via exercise, and it could be things like, are you standing instead of sitting? Are you fidgeting? Are you getting up on the couch walking to go to grab something, or you Uber Eats thing? Like a bunch of mini episodes of how much you're exerting. And if you overburn calories too aggressively a day via just like a cardio element, often you will, yes, burn more there, but start to slowly subtract throughout the day, throughout the NEAT effect. Look, the best scenario is just quantifying NEAT, but even like we shared, the fidgety stuff, the sitting instead of standing, these things are a lot more subconscious. You resting on a bench to preserve the energy you're actually expending. It's kind of interesting how much this can actually affect people. So you'll start to realize, okay, me digging into stuff yesterday, well, my body's got some good equilibrium things, actually putting the brakes on that right now today. And with the meal yesterday, here's a bit of positive news. When you eat food, there is something called the thermic effect of food. So if you have, I'm gonna make up the numbers, I can't remember the exact maths, but it's along this principle. If you had 1,000 calories eaten, it might cost your body, and it varies on the type of meals, blah, blah, 20% of the overall calories in the meal to actually break it down, the actual effect, that's known as the thermic effect. So it might cost your body 200 calories to burn or to process that 1,000 calories. And when you jump up to 2,000 calories, it's not like that stays at 200 calories of burning. That now goes up to 400. See how your body will actually, as you increase food, you'll actually start to use more of the total calories within the day to process the food. Don't get me wrong, you can obviously get that way out of check, but the body will also do things such as increase your body temperature. It'll have you do the opposite of that thermic, the opposite of the NEAT stuff we shared before. We start to fidget and move around more and just want to get moving as a way to slightly burn. Often it's actually to help digestion, but you start to actually move more. Again, that's a quick physiological thing of it's a little bit hard to get the brakes on and readjust day to day, on the day and the next day than you might think. The real game is making sure you know why you're getting into these situations in the first place and being able to cut it off at the seam or reduce the level of blowout so it's not affecting your fat loss goals as much and your mental health and like, goddamn, I'm so sick of the up-down cycles, and actually get ahead of that stuff in the first place and know the why and make them less frequent. You even reducing your binging by half the amount of calories that you're currently doing because you're able to put things in perspective and track or just know where your trigger points are, and doing it half as often is going to lead to a quarter of the level of blowouts throughout the year. That could be the difference between you dieting, I don't know, 3 months a year effectively versus 12 months kind of ineffectively and having the same results with this way different mental loads, with way different planning your life and having to navigate social events. And you can use those 3 months and times where it's convenient for you. It's completely the way to game. So let's lock in, zoom in. Why did you binge in the first place? Don't try and recorrect it the next day. Try and focus on how do I not do this again? Actually solve it. If you need some help with solving, coaching is in the description. There's lessons learned in the 18 emails. Sign up to that, put your email in, and it'll ideally shoot you off some emails of some of the exact solves I've used for other clients. I'm done stuttering. Ideally, let's solve the actual issue once for all. Why are you binging? Let's get ahead of this and not try and do this weird course correction the next day. It doesn't really work.